I wanted to start my video here with Mr. John Deere. These 110s, if anybody needs a hood, by the way, I have one over there. It's all intact, which is amazing. These had these paper-thin decks. The rest of this machine is very well made, except for the newspaper crappy deck, which I might hang on to this, but I actually plan on using this rear in an LT 155, and that one needs a hood, and the 110 hood will not fit on that, unfortunately. They're very expensive. So here we are with the tractor, and as I said, they had a design flaw with the deck. The decks were junk. We took that engine and we put it in this TROYBILT Bronco. This isn't the Super Bronco or the Bronco 2. This is kind of the sought after middle of the road machine, which I overpaid for it. I paid $200 for the machine, plus the gas, to go get it cost money too, because it was quite a ways away. We've managed to paint the back body, and we put that John Deere motor in here, and I had to make a bracket for the muffkin, as Terrell calls it. Pterodactyl. Anyway, I love pterodactyl videos. A little better than mine. You got music in the background. I don't have that type of capability, but it's got all new belts. So this mower died because of those hub bearings, which I put brass in there. They make a brass one. If anybody wants the Hillman part number for that, Hillman makes a brass bushing, and I prefer them. These mowers, their design flaw was the later ones, is this axle seizes up, or it gets the bottom bearing, the hub bearing, and it's in there. I have to take that apart once it's back up in the air, and I'm going to see if I can put a new hub bearing in it. We have a bearings and drive place fairly close by here. So I have another $200 in parts in this critter. And that's a battery, that was blades. The belts were about $60. They're not cheap. And then this is a TROYBILT, an MTD part right here, this belt, because a lot of people, they put the wrong belts on these. I've had them here. People can't understand why they're the rear end skipping around, jumping around. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, my mower don't work. Well, you put the wrong belt on it there, bozo. That belt is sold at Tractor Supply. You can find it at least the ones around here. And it has that on the package right there, the shape, the wheels, the pulleys. That tri-shape pulley setup is right on the box. That's how you'll know it fits your mower, because they don't really give you... It's basically a 41 inch belt. But they don't really give you a measurement on that, not even on the package itself. So that's a special belt, it's a special thickness, and it's also made out of a special material, because that drive has a lot of oomph behind it, and it's too bad the gears in them are so cheap and cheesy, but that's one of the flaws. So as you can see, I took the Deere muffler, and that worked out fairly well with that bracket there. I have to weld that in. That's my next step, is we're going to paint the hood. It really wasn't too dinged up. This is about the only dent that was in the whole mower. The back body's in decent shape, so it deserves a new life. I like these mowers. I like my John Deeres that I have, but I've never really had one of these, and I always wanted one. I drove a neighbor's, and I drove a couple of them here that were here for repairs. Some of them had the larger, the V twins in them, and those are like the Bronco, the Super Broncos. They have, I think it's a 20 horse or a 22 horse in them. I'm not exactly sure, but I've got a long, lengthy day here to put this back together. And then we have our political message. We've got a corrupt government. We have corrupt officials, police. And it's hard to keep your sanity, especially after a winter like we've had, and we're going into a terrible time, I believe, maybe a civil war. I hope you people have respect enough for yourselves. Protect your families and your properties. You only have one life to live. If it ends the way it ends, oh fucking well, as we sailors and Marines would say, oh fucking well. You have to do what you have to do. These people are out to take over our country and take things away from us. Not going to take my home and my life. My home is my life. I will stand up and with my brothers in arms. There's a lot of us. We're talking locally. Um, I don't know if the police are going to be fast, what they're going to do around here, but I am not going to tolerate a communist administration not in our local courts, not in our civil courts, not in any courts, not in any nation. Tom Wolfe, as I already said, Tom Wolfe, you're a scumbag. UN Shapiro and that goddamn creature or whatever the hell that thing is that went to Washington. Thank God. I, I never thought I'd live to see times like this, especially commanders that I had in the Marine Corps. Those guys are probably rolling over in their freaking graves. I was the last of a long line of, what do you want to call it, the hardcore Marine. You know, we're hardcore Marine Corps. We're not, we might have went in as children, young men. We were kind of affable, goofy. Marine Corps hardens you up right away, and it tells you what to do, what you got to do with the rest of your life. It's unfortunate a lot of us got hurt, and we don't enjoy our lives to the fullest thereafter. But this gives me my greatest pleasure, and people that have questions, what size belts, because I know a lot of you people are going to get this stuff out like I am early. I wanted another machine this summer, and like I said, I always wanted one of these, so I figured, well, I'll redo it. Well, my message to you guys is, if you have a question, this is a fairly simple machine to work on, but if you're going to work on those belts and those drives in the back, I wanted to show you something, because there's a video that doesn't really cover this, by the way. This is one of the things I wanted to mention. Hey, I'm still attached to this damn. Here's 3 bolts. You're not going to get this drive belt on this brown one up top without loosening those and having this pulley right here. See that critter? That silver pulley? This belt is trapped between the frame, so you got to loosen this up right here. And it'll loosen up enough that you can get that belt up around the frame, because it's a real pain in the ass if you don't. The drive belt's fairly simple. There's a pin. There's a guide pin that you got to take out. It goes in between the belts, and you won't get it out, slip it out from the frame. But other than that, it's pretty simple to work on. What do you want, Chuck? Bubba don't want to play with you? No? He's part bobcat there. That was a feral. He's fairly assertive. He's kind of one of the boss cats here. Like I said, I have Axel. I have a lot of these ferals. Some of them are mixed like him, especially with the bobcat. That's why we call him Chucky, because you look like you were in a Chucky doll movie if you piss that animal off. You gotta. He kind of knows now about humor, because we bite each other as play. But when he was younger, he didn't understand humor and playing. Well, now he's one of the largest pranksters. He will run away with tools here. He will hide tools on me. He will prank me to death all day long when he's in one of his moods. Like today, right? You're in one of your moods. He's troublemaking. That's why he's hollering. He's looking for his buddy out here. Yeah, where's Rocky? He's looking for the raccoon. The raccoon goes out around 7. When I get up, the raccoon goes out. He stays out most of the day. Comes back to sleep with that's Chucky's buddy. They like to run up and down the steps and get fur all over the stairs that I got to vacuum every day of the week. That's my 7:30 routine. I take my meds, get my orange juice out of the fridge, and feed the cats, and then I got to vacuum the stairs, all the hair, because they run up and down. That's how they wake me up too. All right. Let me explain to you, those machines are fairly simple to work on. Compared to other stuff that I've worked on, especially some of the older Deers, they got some real willy-dilly engineering in them. That isn't too bad. So if you have a question on the TROYBILT Bronco, now that I've taken one apart, it's fairly simple and I can get you through almost any problem you're having. Thanks.